preparing already now for Shabbos and for Shavuos. And this is the time when we start thinking as well of those people who we've lost. And one of them is a personal friend of mine, Rabbi Pinchas Roberts. And I'd like to learn with you just now, just for the few minutes, a share that he gave, and he wrote it, and I would love to share it with you. It goes as follows. The Yom Tov of Shavuos has got many names, but the one name to remember is Atzeres. But Atzeres means a solemn assembly. So what does it mean? What, it could apply to any Yom Tov, but why particularly for Shavuos? Well, the answer comes as follows, he said. In the Gemara in Shabbos, the Chachomim tell us that the original acceptance of Klal Yisrael of Torah was against their wishes. If you remember, it says they put the mountain over their head, and if they wouldn't have accepted it, it would have crushed them. But thousands of years later, on the festival of Purim, the Jewish people decided to reaffirm their allegiance, and it was unbelievable that they accepted the Torah. So why is it that the Exodus led up to the revelation at Sinai, which I believe would have been a great thing, and yet the event of Purim affected the attitude towards Torah, not here? Unbelievable. Why the difference of the attitude? So it's been suggested that Klal Yisrael was startled by a feature. Haman's decree, do you remember? Bow down to him. And only one person refused to bow down to him. He didn't give them honor. And because of that one person not giving honor, Mordechai, he wanted to destroy the whole of Klal Yisrael. Haman set in motion this horrendous final solution as a reprisal. That's the power of evil within human beings. A streak of jealousy, pride. Rabbi Roberts goes for it. They said there was a nudging for somebody to help them control such evil desires. What was that? That was the Torah. And therefore we have a fresh Kabbalah Satorah on Purim, because the Torah provided an antidote to the whole of the destruction of Klal Yisrael. There's another, he says, goes on and carries on. There's a perplexing discussion in the Gemara in Psochim where Rabbi Akiva, one of his Talmidim, turned around and he said to Rabbi Shimon, phoned him, he said, begged him, his teacher, to continue teaching Torah. And Rabbi Akiva refused. He said he didn't want to get any more danger that he was already in. And he turned around, Rabbi Shimon turned around and said, if you don't learn with me, I can use my influence to destroy to the authorities, and that nobody will ever receive Torah. Will get a harsher punishment than you deserve. So how is it possible we could comprehend such a threat by the Zoya to Satan mentor Rabbi Akiva? He suggested that the reason, he says, is it was not to intimidate the Rebbe. Chas v'sholom. He was conveying to him in graphic terms, without Torah, then a person, even of Shimon's caliber, could sink to the lowest level and become an informer. Only the constant refining influence of Torah would help human beings to keep themselves alive and purposely. This is the significance behind the name Atzeres, in specific to Shavuos. In Hebrew, Otzar means to restrain, to hold back. And this particular Yom Tov, Klal Yisrael were endowed with the power to hold back through the medium of the Torah. They receive more than we assimilate to wisdom and fulfill its directions, the better equipped we are to the future of Klal Yisrael. We know this. That's why we have Milchik, because the Kodesh Baruch Hu gave us the laws of Shechita, the laws of Kashrus, and everything like that. So in our times, the ability, he says, is more necessary than ever before, that we live in a frightening age of permissiveness, disobedience, callous brutality, people unashamedly displaying their worst instincts, decency is entirely rights, authorities derided. This is Rabbi Roberts really telling us. It makes me scared when I read this. The idea of saying no to the beast within us is not fashionable. So therefore it is important today, over 3,000 years ago when we got the Torah, to remember it, to furnish us with the power of Atzeres, enable us to restrain our basic instincts. This, I hope, will be the Shavuos for all of us. We will learn once again Derech Herts, Kodma La Torah, and Rabbi Roberts' Neshama will have an aliyah because of us learning this particular thing. I wish you all a good Shabbos and a good Yom Tov.